Hello Dragon Wisps, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be covering the Gnome race of Dungeons & Dragons as it is in the 3.5 edition. Now, for those who play the later editions, Gnomes are a base race in 3.5. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure with the 4th edition they replaced the Gnome with the Tiefling in the Player's Handbook, but like I said, we do 3.5. Alright, so the first thing, I don't play Gnomes. I've played a couple Gnomes, and it's just not my style. Because Gnomes are generally like your Tinkers, your Alchemist, your Inventor. Like, they don't go well with, like, oddly enough, my Rogue, for example. But they're actually fairly welcome wherever they go, despite the fact that Gnomes are little demon creatures who live in people's gardens and turn them to stone and other things. But I digress. That's a different story entirely. So I've got my Player's Handbook ready because, like I said, I've only played a couple Gnomes, so I don't even make Gnomes often, which is honestly probably the reason why they got taken out of the base races, because I don't think a lot of people play Gnomes. Anyway, so let's get right into their racial traits, because these tutorials aren't, well, these ones specifically aren't to teach you the little things about a race, like their names, styles, and everything. Nope. This is for creating a Gnome character. So, first we have the ability scores. Gnomes get a +2 to Constitution and a -2 to Strength. They're tougher than halflings, but they're also weaker than most races. But that goes into the fact that they are small creatures. They gain a +1 bonus for size to their armor class, a +1 size bonus on attack rolls, and a +4 size bonus on hide checks. But they use smaller weapons, which, I mean, they cost less, but they do less damage. They also have 3/4 of the carrying capacity than humans or other medium characters would. Being small, their base land speed is 20 feet. So if you're using a grid, that's 4 squares in a straight line. If you're going diagonal, it's 3. Yep. Gnomes have low light vision, like elves do, so they can see twice as far as, like, a human in starlight, moonlight, torchlight, stuff like that. And like elves, they're able to distinguish color and detail, so that's good. Unlike elves, gnomes have a weapon familiarity for the gnome hooked hammer. So they treat the gnome hooked hammer as a martial weapon as opposed to an exotic weapon, which it is. They have a +2 racial bonus on saving throws against illusions, because gnomes are little tricksters and they're good with them, with all those illusions. Little tricksters. Let's see. Any illusion spell cast by a gnome has a +1 on the save DC. So if they were to cast an illusion spell on you, you would have to roll 1 higher on your will save. Otherwise, it affects you, which can't be a good thing. They have a... what's important to point out is that the illusion spell save DC stacks with similar effects like the spell focus feat, which makes it special. Sorry, I keep looking at my camera screen over here instead of I should be looking here. They have a +1 racial bonus on attack rolls against kobolds and goblins, because they're frequent enemies of them. Because as much as I dislike gnomes, they tend to be good characters in alignment. Let's see. +4 dodge bonus to their armor class against monsters of the giant type. So ogres, hill giants, trolls, things like that. So it's always good to have a gnome with you when you're hunting a troll. A +2 racial bonus on listen checks, because they have really, really good ears. Not sure why I winked, that's an eye. And a +2 racial bonus on crafting alchemy, so mixing potions and stuff to go with their innate abilities as gnomes. According to the player's handbook, though, it is a bonus that's given to them by their nose, because they can monitor the alchemical process by smell. And automatic languages, common and obviously gnome. If you have a DM that plays with the bonus language rule of you have to follow your race, their bonus languages are Draconic, Dwarven, Elven, Giant, Goblin, and Orc. That's interesting. Okay. They gain spell-like ability. Once per day, they can use Speak with Animals, but it can only be a burrowing mammal, and it lasts for 1 minute. If a gnome has a charisma score of at least 10, they also have dancing lights, ghost sounds, and prestidigitation once per day. And the favored class for a gnome is a bard. Now, as we know, that means that a gnome bard can multi-class into another class without a penalty. Now, gnomes. Like I said, I've only played a couple of gnomes. My favorite gnome that I played would have to be my gnome paladin. As I've stated before, I tend to make unorthodox characters that shouldn't work but do work when I play them. My gnome paladin was a paladin of Paylor, and she just went around trying to spread the good word and smiting those who didn't accept the good word, and attacked her first. She was generally pretty cheerful for a paladin. Least favorite would be the bard. I wanted to play an orthodox character, and the bard didn't do too well. The bard didn't die. The bard ended up going off on his own journey because I didn't want to play him anymore. I couldn't do it. Nope. Everyone kept treating him like a child, and it didn't like that. So anyway, that's the gnome race. Hope this was informative. And let's see, what's next time? Looks like next time we have half-orcs. Nice. Alright, well, thank you for joining me. And as usual, you've got the subscribe button, latest video recommended for you by YouTube, and playlist of the Dungeons and Dragons tutorials. Once I'm done with the races, we'll get into classes. So again, thank you for joining me, and as always, have a peaceful day. Bye.